is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
All right, back on the Domino's postgame report as Carson-Newman collects a riveting 31-28 win over the 23rd ranked team in the country. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside the Eagles head coach, Ashley Ingram, a well-earned ice-cold Diet Coke postgame. I'm going with the Yoo-Hoo. That one was an intriguing one. A slobber knocker between two teams, an interesting one between two teams. I don't think you could pick the types of scores that you had to get to 31-28. But, Ashley, it's a win. Break down the guile, the fortitude, the effort of this team to win a game in which it only rushed for 57 yards.
Well, I think it's just simple as we just found a way. And, we played a really, really good football team, a really experienced, older football team. I know Coach Jordan's first-year head coach, but he's been there, close to 20 years. They just are really a lot of what we would like to emulate. Mm-hmm. Guys that are, I think, on their front seven, I think 5 of the 7, in their front 7 on defense were graduate students. That's a really good football team, and they were not going to let us run the ball. I mean, they were playing the run with all 11, and for us to go out, we lost Teddy Gleaton for the season. As the game progressed, we lost Trey Luttrell. As the game went on, Gavin Gosnell got knocked out. Zane Whitson's grandmother passed away and missed most of the week, so we went with Justin Johnson at the end. Justin's our 15th quarterback, and we found a way to win the game. We threw 3 touchdowns. Jeremiah Carroll had 2 touchdowns. Cade Meeks had a touchdown. Jeremiah's play here on a hitch route basically probably won the game. Mm-hmm. Obviously gave us an opportunity. Dynamic guy. And then Cade scores a touchdown. So obviously he's the team captain. Then Major Williams, I think, has 12 tackles and an interception. So your leaders come through. And what I told the guys, we are what we are talent-wise. We just kept preaching. If we could be the closest team in the country, if we could be the mentally toughest team in the country, we'd find a way to win games like this. And I think it's a testament to their toughness. They're buying in to what we're preaching. So I give all the credit to the players, to our coaches. We just found a way to beat a team that, probably is better than us right now. And we found a way to win.
An emphasis point for you throughout this week was cutting down on the penalties. And you had 1 after halftime. Wingate was penalized 8 times after halftime, including for 45 yards on your 9-play, 56-yard drive where Smith booted a 38-yard field goal to start the third quarter. Nice to see one of your emphasis points bear out in real time.
Well, when I look at it, so you play a team like this, I just mentioned you find a way. So we had no turnovers. Mm-hmm. We had no fumbles, no balls on the ground. We didn't throw an interception. We had a lot less penalties than they did, right?
Yep.
We had a Grayson Campbell, I think, has almost a 70-yard punt to save the day. And then, Bennett Smith hits 2 big field goals, and he hits 1 in overtime to win it. We just found a way. Special
teams. You alluded to Grayson Campbell. I'm halfway tempted, if you didn't walk it off with a game-winning field goal, the AEC electrifying play of the game would be his 70-yard boot to pin Wingate inside the 5 in the final minute. You have that moment. You score a defensive PAT as a program for the first time in 11 years. You block another field goal that leads to a score. How crucial was that phase of the game today? Well,
of all the plays you just mentioned, if one of them doesn't happen, we don't win the game. Yep. It doesn't get to overtime. So you talk about just a team effort. Our defense just hung in there against a really good opponent. They just kept fighting and scratching and clawing. Offensively, we made some plays, and then, like I said, the special teams really just won the game for us. I just couldn't be more happy for the guys. They've worked. They deserve this. We're at halftime, and I think we're down 2 points to a nationally ranked team, and the message was, well, did you expect it to be easy? Okay? This is where you want to be. We got to go. We just got to keep fighting and keep competing, and if we do that, we'll have a chance at the end, and that's all you can ask for is a chance.
Defensively, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Missed field goal, did give up the score, but then forced a turnover on downs for Wingate in the second half. What can you say about that side of the football, especially after halftime?
No, they kept us in the game because, we had a good third quarter, went down and scored, and, we just didn't do anything with the ball in the fourth quarter. Yep. So you got to give them credit. But I think if you just look across the team, when we needed plays, somebody stepped up and made a play, and that's what it took for us to be able to beat a very good football team today.
You think about this one. Bennett Smith kicked once last year, but was largely hampered with injuries. What can you say about that kid? Cool as a cucumber when it comes down to it, to go 3 of 3.
Well, he went 3 of 3. He really hadn't played a lot. Well, he missed a extra point in the first game. Yep. He missed a 31-yard field goal last week up at West Virginia State. We had a kicking competition this week, and we basically said we're going to make a decision on who's going to be our starting place kicker. And he didn't bat an eye. He kicked well during the week. We decided to stick with him, and I think that was a pretty good call. What do you think?
Good decision there, actually.
Yeah. So, no, I'm a little exhausted right now. So you can figure. The other thing that maybe you didn't notice, but we lost our headsets too. We had no headsets.
I was about to ask. Second half came up, and normally I'll peek in just to gauge reactions, body language, how things are going. And I looked over, and there wasn't a soul in the coach's box to my left.
We finished the game with our 15 quarterback with no headphones, every coach on the field, and we found a way to win.
I think if I were to tell you that you're going to rush for less than 60 yards and less than 1.5 yards a carry, that you were going to finish the game with your fifth-string quarterback, you'd think, how bad was it?
Yes.
And as you alluded to, you found a way. Can you pinpoint something that this team has developed here in the 9 months of gestation that you've been here, that it has developed something where those numbers add up to a potential massacre,
right? And
yet you were hanging on to the windowsill for dear life in the fourth quarter, but still very much in the game and ended up winning it.
I think what it just shows you, they really care about each other. They love each other. We talk about brotherhood all the time. And I just told them, I said, I've kind of preached this. If you really care about the guys on this football team, you'll play really hard for them. You'll lay it on the line for them. They just care about each other, and they're just tough kids. I mean, we've got kids that have gone through so many tragedies, so many tough things in their personal lives, and they found a home at Carson-Newman. They found a place that's going to love them back, and they just laid it on the line for me. They laid it on the line for each other. They laid it on the line for, the championship teams that were here. They just laid it on the line today, and we found a way to again, beat a team that honestly we probably had no business beating.
The old phrase from Ken Sparks is, "How's your heart?" followed by a babe. More for him, it was, "How's your heart with the Lord?"
Right.
I want it physically. How's the ticker doing after that one for you?
Well, we're probably 45 minutes after the game.
Well, yeah,
I'm good right now.
You're good.
There was a moment there where, maybe a few moments where I was kind of touch and go there, but no, I guess how's my heart? I'm just my heart's full. I'm excited that I'm at Carson-Newman. I appreciate these guys. Now here's the thing. We just what are we, 3-0?
Yeah.
Okay, we're 3-0, and I told them, here's what we're going to do. We're going to enjoy this the rest of the day. We're going to go to church tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to enjoy it all day tomorrow. And then Monday we got to get back and we got to get to work. We got to go on the road. We got to play Catawba, and we got a very good team that can score points. That is, they're going to be excited to play us as well. So we're super excited to get over there and play them.
That is the next step. Shockingly, that game hasn't gone final yet, even though it was a 2:00 kick with how long we've been at it here. UVA Wise leads Catawba 31-28 with 1:37 to go in the fourth quarter, and Wise does have the football with a 3rd and 2, so we can't fully shape up what happened there yet. What do you have to do? A lot of injuries today. Hopefully not a Pyrrhic victory against the Bulldogs. What do you have to do with a Catawba team that certainly can put points on the board?
Well, offensively, I know this because I spent a lot more time with offenses. We're in like the infancy of this offense. Yeah. We obviously had the communication problems from the box and things like that, but we just got to get better. We just got to come back. We got to work. It's a lot easier to coach them, push them after you win. There's just so many things we can do to get better. I don't know if you noticed down here, we drew them off sides. Mm-hmm. We had a timeout and we told them, so we're going to draw them off sides. They're going to jump, but we have to reach out and touch them so they make contact. And we didn't do that. Just like the smallest things we just didn't do. And then it obviously made us have to punt the ball back to them, but we could have had an opportunity then to go fast because they'd exhausted their timeouts. So there's so many things about kind of situational football, still about that we've got to get better at. Learning our offense, we got to get better at that. Our defense played their hearts out. Our special teams played great, but we can get better in all phases, and we will. We'll just keep pushing it, and we'll get better. We'll find a way.
Ashley, pleasure as always. Go enjoy that Diet Coke.
Thank you, sir.
That's Ashley Ingram. Eagles are 3-0 for the first time since 2013. More on the Domino's postgame report. We'll get into our player interviews. We'll do the AEC electrifying play of the game. That is all headed your way when we come back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.